I'm just looking at the general scores for butterfly. Interesting. Interesting.
Do you hear that, folks? That's a familiar voice, isn't it, Justin?
Yes. Yeah. I wonder if the listeners noticed
Did they?
that he's
they?
back.
He's back.
I'm back, baby.
He's back, baby.
Now, where did you come back from?
I spent a week at PAX in Seattle, the gaming convention, which was first time. Didn't even know that was a thing. But I went there and it was fantastic. I took a bus down. Didn't want to drive. Didn't want to pay for, gas and worry about plugging in the electric or whatever. But might do it more often. It's a fun little ride, short, a couple hours. It's quite cheap.
I'd never take the bus. Ugh.
I took the bus one time, and it was good because
To Seattle?
To Seattle, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it makes immigration so much quicker for me. As long as I have the right paperwork, I don't have to go in anywhere. You just sit on the bus and they handle the paperwork over.
That's right.
Whereas if I go by car, I got to pay the I have to pay for a visa, and then when I get there, you have to pull in and go inside and pay another fee, and then go out. Oof. Now, getting back, on the other hand, did you have any issues coming back?
No issues. Very smooth. Maybe 45 seconds max. Was asked 4 questions and just was sent on my way.
So you had to get off the bus, like coming
I do
back?
have to get off the bus. You had to bring everything off the bus. I didn't bring a luggage. I had a backpack and a giant bag full of swag. And then I was just asked, where'd you go? Where'd you stay? What'd you do? What's in that bag? I'm like, I just won a bunch of stuff at PAX. And like, okay, have a good day. Didn't even look at it.
What's the total value of your haul?
No, they didn't even ask that. I did fill it out, but they didn't ask that. So maybe I just have a very trustworthy and non-threatening face.
Yeah, or maybe it was a Canadian border guard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming back in, they're usually better.
Yeah. Yes.
I often find when I have to sit in that little room, they constantly look up at you from behind the desk like you've done something wrong. And they probably do that on purpose, actually, to try and
Like
weasel
intimidating
out.
factor.
Yeah. You kind of sit there by yourself, or like Alex is usually there with me, and they're like, scribble, 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 look up. Scribble, 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 whisper, 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 look up. I'm like, I wonder if they're doing this.
They're just sketching you.
They're like,
they're
we
trying to
noticed
see how
that.
you react.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
noticed that
that's
the front seat of your car is a little bigger than usual.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of cars crossing the border because it was a long weekend. But yeah, it took no time at all.
Did you see anyone do any runners? I think we've been down there once where someone did a runner. I'm like, you are a fool. Like their car just went
across the
they
border.
pulled in and then they just poof before they had to get out. And I was like, you're not getting very far at all, people. What are you even trying?
Also, were they trying to hop the border?
They were going into the US, I believe it was, and then they just kept going.
And then they ran into the US?
No, the car, like you pull your car in to get out, but they didn't get out. They just kept on driving.
Yeah, into the US though.
Into the US, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So if you're trying to illegally cross a border, why would you do it at a border crossing? Like,
To just like, oh damn, wait, we've
that
got something in
itself
the
is
car
just
that
odd.
we brought some of that Canadian weed down with us. Well, better go.
Yeah.
I've always thought of, because when I crossed from Seattle to Vancouver, the border place I didn't see anywhere to put your luggage, like a conveyor belt, to put the luggage on to scan and stuff like that. So I wonder because I've always thought about this for no particular reason, please, government, trust me, just what the best way to smuggle someone across the border is. Like, can you just hide in a luggage in that case? Can you just, like, if you're small enough and like a contortionist and you can fit in a luggage, can you just do that? But you have to stay in the thing for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got a little
you can have
bag of
drugs
snack.
in there too.
little bag of snacks right near your mouth and a straw. You just have to nibble like a
As
Yeah.
long as
hamster.
it's not like cheesies like Hawkins and they're just so fucking crunchy.
That's
Like,
really
is that-
crunchy.
What's that
is
sound?
that what is it? What's that sound?
Nothing.
Yeah.
You could do that. I mean, people have done stupider things. Like, did you see recently the guy that tried to get from Mexico into the US and he was inside the seat? Like he was the seat. I take it by Justin's look that he's like, no, I've not heard this story at all.
I just think
There are better ways to do it.
Well, and the world is just better off without people that are that dumb. You know what I mean? Like,
I
I'm
think
just so curious as to like, sorry, was it just the driver and the guy dressed as a seat, or was there someone else sitting on that guy as the seat to pretend like, oh, it's just a normal seat, that kind of thing?
I'm
Do you
not
know?
sure how many people were in the vehicle, but I'm pretty sure he was. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture before the end of the show.
hey, look,
He
this
was
seat
the
has
driver's seat. Yeah,
really
it's
good
lumpy.
lumbar support.
It's got a central stick as well.
Yeah, it's
for,
built-in stick shift in the seat. It's interesting.
in this seat. Lock it in. But I feel like if you were going into the US, if you went in on a tourist visa and then you just overstayed your tourist visa. I don't know how that works for Mexico into the US, but
Well, I can tell you how it works for Canada into the U.S. Do you remember Evie
Yes.
from Montreal?
Yes.
Not Evelyn.
Yes.
Or Evelyn. She did that.
She overstayed her
and
visa.
She overstayed her visa, got caught after I don't know how many years. Like she was there for a while, I think, from what she told me, if I remember the story correctly. And she got a lifetime ban. Not allowed back there anymore.
Wait, sorry. She got a lifetime ban in.
From the United States. So she's not allowed to go back to the United States because she overstayed her visa. And when they finally
I didn't
caught
even
her,
know she went there.
this was before film school.
Oh.
Because she told me when we were in film school.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Wow. That's okay.
So you can risk it, sure. But I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can. Well, I guess you can get things without proving you're a citizen, though, right? Like I'm just thinking, like,
Yeah.
okay, so everything you have to do then is under the table, and people are like, well, no, you can be illegal to pay taxes. It's like, well, how do they do that? Because you have to have a SIN card. Like, if you don't have a social insurance number, then how are you legally working and paying taxes?
Mm.
So
Right.
that would mean, so what I'm getting at is like, so you plan on doing that the rest of your life, or just go at some point? I guess
Right.
just go back home. Like it would be hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very interesting situation.
But I guess for some people, like with the States, like if you go there, you're from a third world, sneak in, you do that, so your kids are born there, so then you have citizenship for your kids, right?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing,
Now-
Shao? Is that what your parents did? Is that how you got Canadian
just-
citizenship?
No,
Is
I
that-
just saw what Hayden sent out, and
now I have to give a little update on it. So it's actually from like 2001, but I must have read an article about like the best smuggle things into the
Okay.
US.
So in 2001.
2001.
I haven't even clicked on it. I just see the small image, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
so obviously a fucking dude.
Well, they
So
cut him
in-
out of it. They cut him out of the chair. But
In June 7th, 2001, Mexican national Enrique Aguilar Conchola was found sewn into a passenger seat of a vehicle as part of an attempt to illegally enter the U.S.
That's hilarious. Look at that. Oh my god. They didn't even cover his feet.
There was so
damn, we did a
little
good
effort
job.
to.
so
Oh
that
my
was
God.
24 years ago. So maybe their methods are a lot better now, a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah, look at your back seats. They're all worn and torn and look like they're from the 70s, but you have this brand new massive
Extra
brand
cushion.
new upholstered captain's seat in the middle there.
Wow. Wow. Good for him. And there's a pack of smokes in the back too.
Are they Marlboros?
Marlboros. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
I love
okay,
that his
that's
feet are just hanging
hilarious.
out the bottom. His feet are just hanging out the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they wouldn't look
he
in.
did
They wouldn't look in
coordinate
the
it.
window.
He did wear brown pants though, so that's
He could
he
have
did
at
put in
least worn
some
like
effort.
khakis or something, so it's the same color. Chinos.
Yeah, I think it's the fucking vibrant Crocs he's got on that maybe drew attention to the legs.
Oh, your chair's got legs.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Oh,
Anywho,
Danny,
I'm
good
glad
it's
you're
like-
back.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, it's so nice to have you back. It was
to be back.
different vibes last week.
Did it send
Yeah.
you guys back like 10 years
To the-
when you guys to
No,
your previous podcast?
But you know what?
I was
I'm
gonna
happy
say.
that you're being insulting because go ahead, Hayden.
That
I was gonna say
insulting.
we fell back into old habits. So when we did the first podcast, listeners, Justin and I used to talk for a long time, and we tried different ways to bring down the length of our episodes, and we never could. We just apparently liked the sound of our own voices so much, and we didn't have Shao there to time keep for us and keep
Yeah.
us on track. So literally, it was like the longest episode we'd done in a while, and I was like, oh, that's just because that's just Justin and I just yabbering on. But
Talking
if you
about
listen to
nothing.
the episode, people, we were on topic for the entire thing. I don't think there was any like deviant. Well, I mean, there was some random stories that I talked about, Coyote
Yeah.
Ugly and tabletop dancing and stuff, but it was all related
Oh,
to
yeah.
the episode, or to the
That's right.
series,
Yeah, I mean, we
to
can
the
always
series
take
Butterfly.
a few minutes to talk about tabletop dancers.
and Coyote Ugly.
Yes, it was long, and you know what, Shao? Because you're the
Voice of
you're
God.
the wizard, the voice of God.
yes.
So we actually ended before, like we got cut off. I got cut off from Hayden, the recording system, before the episode was finished. So he just had to finish it on his own.
Yeah, I know. I
was like,
left it
"Oh,
all
whoops."
in. I laughed and I
I
was
had
like,
to-
I guess I'll just
Had to
end it.
sneak that last little thing in there, hey?
That's hilarious. So you guys finished, both of you guys finished the whole series. Justin, how long did it take you to finish?
2 days. I mean, I could have watched it all the first, but I stopped after 4
Yeah.
because I knew Hayden wasn't going to finish, and so I kind of wanted to at least have something fresh a couple weeks later.
Yep.
So then I finished it immediately after. Hopefully you listeners checked it out. It was only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
If you haven't, we'll most definitely talk about the end because
It's the end.
yeah.
Mhm.
So if you haven't seen it, we'll maybe give a little spoiler before
Warning.
we talk about exactly what happened. I mean, we might forget. We might just say it. So, listen, viewers, beware. But yes, so I finished in 2 days. Hayden, did you finish it all in your second go?
No, I got to the second go, and it took me 3 goes, three days. So apparently I was still tired when I went to watch it on Saturday or whatever it was. After work, I watched 2 episodes, and then I fell asleep in episode 4, so I had to rewatch that the next day anyway. So I watched 5 and 6, fresh mind, and they were shorter than the first couple anyway. So
Now,
What?
did you fall asleep due to the lack of sleep you were getting in general from work, or did you
Yes.
find it boring?
no, not boring at all. So my quick rundown. I initially last week we were talking about in the first 2 episodes you could kind of tell were, because Justin and I summarized that it was best suited for a mini series, because you know how we were talking, Shao, about how like De Niro's show that we watched recently was probably could have done well as a film, but they stretched it out, and we thought that this show, if it was done as a film, would have been too rushed, I feel. So they picked the right amount of length of time, 6 episodes. But as we will probably get to, I feel like there might be more. I hope that there's more. But
Yeah.
I don't.
you don't?
Justin likes the ending, and how it ended just like that.
The
Just
ending pissed me off so bad I don't even want to watch it anymore. Fucking. Anyways,
But
sorry.
Yeah.
but
Yep.
we don't know that what happened in the end actually is what happened in the end. So
That's true.
it kind of okay. Just to briefly before, sorry to jump on you.
No, go
Shao.
ahead.
Before we
We may
get
talk
too
about the end here, people.
before we
This
go too deep into the end, have you guys ever seen the original Old Boy?
Old Boy.
Old Boy. It's a Korean film. Spike Lee did a version with Josh Brolin that was not so good just recently. But the end of Old Boy, so he spends this whole time falling in love with this girl and does, this woman, and they end up very intimate together and whatnot. And then it's revealed to him at the end that it's his daughter.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
Okay.
no, this is what I'm saying. This is where the comparison is, and he's so fucked up from his whole ordeal because he gets imprisoned for 15 years and he doesn't know why. He gets put in a room.
He should be because he slept with his daughter, man. Fucking weird.
He gets imprisoned, and then just randomly he gets let out, and then the whole film is about him finding who imprisoned him. And along the way, he meets this woman that he doesn't know is his daughter because he's been locked up for 15 years in this apartment. Anyway, I got
How
old.
was his daughter when she got locked up?
She would have been young, and then she was a grown woman like when he gets out. That's why he doesn't know who it is.
15 years later, she's a grown woman.
Yeah, so she could have been
How old was
5.
she?
I don't know. I haven't seen Old Boy in a while.
No. Hey, listen, I'm just doing my job as the investigator here. I'm just trying to put the timeline together, Hayden.
Maybe he was acceptable, Justin, if she was 9.
It's your daughter. It's just not acceptable.
Well, if you didn't know. It's like
If you haven't seen
it's
someone
an
for... Yeah, you don't see the trend. And that's not the point. You're hanging up on the wrong point here.
but it's
What I'm trying to
it's
say
such a
is...
headline.
No.
It's
This is an important point. It's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I can think it's like a Woody Allen sort of thing, but
Yeah.
9. Yeah. Maybe it's because she's a bit older. But then you think if she's too old when he went, you would recognize her. 'Cause some features. So she would have to be young that you don't recognize features, and that's what's freaking me out because
true. Good point.
you must just be of legal age, which is, I mean, if she's of legal age, okay. But anyways, Hayden, your point. Gross.
My point, I've kind of lost it now, but my point is that it had an ending to it where, so he finds out that it's his daughter, yet he just kind of ends up having a maniacal laughter about it and doesn't change anything, and then that's the end of the film. Like, this really horrible thing happens to his family and to himself, and he doesn't care, and then it ends. And I was like, so I got feelings of the same sort of thing. I was like, it just so happened that the Butterfly was a Korean production, and something happens at the end that you just don't see coming, and then it ends, and I'm like, are they gonna old boy me on this? Is what I said. I was like, they're gonna old boy me on this, and I'm not gonna find out if what they say is what happened. That's all I'm gonna say. So we can backtrack now because I don't know what Justin is writing all over his little.
He's writing
coach's
important notes,
board.
but important notes that he should probably erase before his kids see.
These are going to be highlights of things that people say on the show that I'm just going to randomly tweet out, I think. 3 days. That one was just more like scorekeeping, how long it took.
Yeah.
Too deep.
That's also always a good quote from Hayden.
He fucked his daughter.
Yes.
And are they going to old boy me on this?
So these are all my
All right.
ones. Okay, now you've got to come.
Yeah.
You got to take some Shao ones down, and we get to pick the
Hey,
ones that you
listen,
write
if
down.
I feel like it's deserves to be on the whiteboard, it's going on the whiteboard. These will be show highlights.
That means we'll be able to
You're lucky
determine.
you already have 4 on the whiteboard.
I was going to say this will
Whoa.
determine who has the most value to the show. So your guys' job is on the line here.
Ooh. I'm going to start my own whiteboard then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Old Boy, so I can't speak on that. That does seem that would make me so angry.
It does.
I
It's
just
one of those.
like this is like that would probably make me more angry because it's a movie. There's obviously going to be another season, so but I just have like, and I know it's like, is it going to be the obvious thing? I mean, more Game of Thrones spoiler alert, but like, when they killed Jon Snow in Game of Thrones, right? Like Game of Thrones was known for just like killing off everybody's favorite character.
Ruthless. No
And
rules.
then the worst characters ever would just be around forever. So I
Yeah.
loved how that show would like fuck with your emotions, but it did it in a good way. But when they ended one season and like they killed Jon Snow, it was like, oh, there's no way he's dead. Like they're not going to kill off Jon Snow. And for me, like it was noteworthy. It was something to talk about. It was like, oh my God, Jon Snow, like, do you really think he's dead? There's no way he's dead. Would they kill him? Well, he's definitely going to be dead. Well, how could he come back? Like, it was like there was stuff to talk about. I didn't end this show feeling the same way. Like, oh my goodness, like, what happened? Like, what was the incident? Where's so and so go? Where, what's going to happen here? I was just like, fuck off. Like, are you kidding me? Like, because there's just so many things leading up to it that I was like there's some things I was suspect of, but then like when you realize as the audience, okay, might spill a spoiler here, people, but when you realize as the audience and they're in the restaurant, right? And then they leave together, the two, to go to the washroom. And then there's that moment where, hey, they've been away for a bit too long. That's when I was like, okay, something happened. And then like I didn't like that he just left his like, I don't know what, 6-7-year-old child by themselves in the restaurant. Like didn't bring them, didn't say, like I was like, you're just leaving your child there? Like this seems weird. Like you're just asking for something bad to happen to them. And I kind of thought maybe that's what was going to happen. Like nothing happened in the bathroom and then he comes back and then that daughter's missing. I was like, it just felt like a setup. And then when what was revealed in the bathroom, I was like, man, like, are you telling me that there would have been no commotion? There would have been, because whatever way you look at it, what happened, where X did it to Y, or where somebody else did it to Y and took X, there would have been commotion. Why was there no yelling? Like to me, that bothered me because I was like, it's so unrealistic that I couldn't buy into what had happened. It just made me angry. Like, you honestly tell me that there wouldn't have been any sound? Like, nothing?
Right.
They were the only ones in the restaurant. So I don't know if that just like got me so mad. And then either way, whatever it's gonna be, I just don't know if I like either of those situations.
Right. Right. I mean at this point I think we can't really tiptoe around spoilers or whatever. But yeah, there's two obvious scenarios of how this ended. One being Rebecca, the daughter, did it. The other being some other people kidnapped her and killed or sliced the wife's throat. Right? Those are the two main things that could have happened. And then
They didn't even slice her throat though. She's like stabbed.
Or stabbed, was it? Or yeah.
She was like stabbed, like
Was
it almost looked like it was coming down from the
neck.
collarbone. It looked like it was like stabbed here or something, or here. Like I didn't see it across. If it was across the throat, I could buy that she's not screaming.
Yeah.
But he was not putting pressure on the throat. Like he had his hand down here. So I was like, okay, you're stabbed there. Like, first of all, if you get stabbed, you're gonna fucking scream. And if you have a hand over your mouth when they're running away or trying to escape, you're gonna scream, or you're gonna hit something when you fall down, even if they cradle you. Like I just don't see how there's not some sort of fight or something in there.
Regardless of that, it seems as if that she is dead, right? Do you think she's going to die?
No, like they should.
Like the wife, I mean. Do you think she's going to die from her injuries? Hayden?
No.
I mean, it would make
perfect.
It would make for a good second season because we already see that his father-in-law does not like him. and he plays that very well. Actually, we don't know why he doesn't like him, but then he owes him a favor, and we'll have to see that favor repaid. And then if his daughter dies, well, then it's definitely he owes him something big, or he will have to go against a war against him and whatnot. But I also theorize that depending on Justin where you get stabbed, you might not be able to scream. If she had been multiple stab puncture wounds in the lungs, you got nothing. You got no air to breathe.
Sure, but I don't think there was.
We don't really see. But then my brain was like, okay, stab wounds. Who's been using a knife this entire series that we never really see a full death scene of? And yeah, he gets his... Yeah, he does get his throat slit, but we never see him die. I mean, he gets shot and bonks his head and falls in the ocean and then gets somehow fished out. And
it's fine.
And it's fine. He's okay. It's fine. I'm like, so he gets his throat slit and he does the gurgle and the splatter, but they never like recover a body from the shipping yard or whatever.
So if he survives a neck slit wound and can go get revenge right away, and she dies from a pen poke into the fucking collarbone, like I'm really not watching the show anymore.
You're like, well, there's actually multiple. There's multiple guns. There's like a bunch of them. They're all brothers or something. It's like 4 or 5 of them. I don't know why is he called. They never explain why he was called. And
his job wasn't to. His job was to kill him, not his wife.
Well, I think it was the whole family, wasn't it? Because he's like, he says to Rebecca in the car, he's like, my job's not done yet, or whatever he said. So that's why he was still there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think my theory, how it played out in my head was that they entered together. Someone did a Dexter on Rebecca, and just like she just went limp and didn't fight back, whatever. And then the other one, the wife, got slashed or stabbed or whatever.
Collateral damage.
That's the only
poked.
Yep, poked.
He was poked.
Just poked.
Yeah.
Just
Am I on the
poked.
board here? Okay. No, that's hers. That's Justin's fucking quote. Okay. So that being said,
poked.
the overall show, because I watched this all in one day. I watched it because, like I said before, I heard about it on Tiger Belly, because Daniel Dae Kim was a guest, and so I wanted to check it out. And I actually do really admire him. I think he's a really great actor and a person. And so I watched the first episode, and right away I was like, I want to watch the rest of this. And so I just kind of went through it all. I did have the last scene, like what the fuck, that kind of thing. I wasn't necessarily a good what the fuck or a bad what the fuck. I was just like, okay, I guess we'll have to wait, that kind of thing. There's no confirmed season 2, even though this is a massive cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure.
Could you imagine?
I know.
I would. Yeah.
I would imagine there would be. Everyone in the cast said they want to do another one. It's just up to Prime. Maybe they're gonna dump. Was it on Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so hopefully they won't dump all their money on like a War of the Worlds 2 or something like that. But I'm guessing that they will have another season. Although I was just reading that general consensus of the rating for Butterfly is a little lower than I thought it would be. It's.
Can I guess?
Yes, you may guess.
6.3.
Hayden, do you have a guess?
I would have said it was a low.
This is according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
After 25 critic reviews.
So this is out of 100.
Yeah.
So 63. Yeah.
63. I would have said it would have been closer to maybe like somewhere between 68 to 73 range.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess maybe I'm a little bit more generous. I was gonna say about 75, but it's at 67. 63 is really close though. And a score was a Metacritic got 61 out of 100 on 8 critics. So it's generally favorable. It's a good show. That's what I've been telling people. I never said it was a great show. It's like a wow must watch thing. I do think it's a good show. I do like a lot of things about it. I I did find the action sequences quite fun to watch. I think the fights were fun. Um, the general story of it all with Juno and Oliver and all that stuff. I don't think it's the strongest story, but it's complex. I feel like there's a lot of layers to it with Rebecca and Juno's relationship and her um being that scene where she was gonna get interrogated, right? In that room. I just kind of found it weird how Juno was walking away and then she just started charging her, right? Do you
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah,
And I
I
was
talked
just
to Kate
like,
about that exact moment because that bothered me. But I want to
and
hear what you
then
have to say.
no one fucking did anything.
Yes, yes, that's what I said.
She's a fucking assassin, the top
Yes,
killer
nobody
that they
even
have.
flinched.
And she looked like she was about to drop kick her or slice her neck off or whatever.
Yeah,
And her four bodyguards or whatever just stood there. And then,
yeah.
yeah, of course, she like ran and hugged her. But you guys should be fired, man. Like, what the
It
fuck
did
is
not
this?
look like, yeah, it did not look like that's what she was gonna do.
Yeah, I was like, this is okay, fine. I guess it's part of like,
But it had, yeah, so it had flaws. It's funny because when I rated it after the first 4 episodes, I think I put it at like an 8,
mm, mm,
maybe even a bit higher. And I was like, it has a chance to go higher, lower.
yeah,
Like, but it was the ending that did it for me.
right,
It was just like, I get that you want to set up for another season, but if you don't have a season lit, maybe they're going to count on like audience. The goal is to get audience to be like, pressure them into it or something because we need to know. But I feel like they could have done a better job. Like, I don't know.
I feel like it
Didn't
might have
really
sorry.
conclude like when they were all together on the way out. That was like a conclusion where, whereas this was like, you thought there was a conclusion, but then there wasn't. It's like, set me up for a season 2, but also like conclude the first season, please.
right, right.
Hayden, you're
Yeah,
gonna say something?
No, it was just that maybe it was like an add-on scene to try and push for a second season. Because yeah, everything felt like they had wrapped it up, and they had the son back in. Was he back in England or was he back in the US? No, he was back in the
No,
US. 'cause
he
they
was in
made-
the U.S. under
Yeah.
protective custody, I believe,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
I just remember they put a giant US flag there to make us know that he was in the
Yeah.
US.
that's right.
Yeah, everybody
he
had their
was,
scene. He had his on the roof. Juno had hers in the plane with the guy, her number 2.
who miraculously didn't die in the car carnage.
This was my other. This was one of my first things that I turned to Kate, and when it was happening, or I had the thought, and then I said to her after, I was like, when that whole thing in the SUV was happening, I thought it was so weird because she's killing everybody except for Juno. And then, but I was like, she still hasn't killed the guy in the back seat. Like, there's the one guy in the back seat she still hasn't killed. Like, why didn't she kill him? And then I kind of forgot about it. And then when he appeared at the end, I was like, oh yeah, there he is. So like, is that intentional? Like, did they do all that to make it look so much like she's leaving her? But the only thing Juno said was like, okay, but you can't kill my number 2. You know, like, kill everybody else. But, and then we'll start completely fresh. But I just remember being like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I also think it's hard for them to always consistently have the fighting level of the goons to be how do I say it? Because you remember the scene, I think was the second episode, where at the train station, and then Rebecca joins him without telling him. Like
Yeah.
after she got drugged with the drink, he gets a call from David gets a call from his wife at the train station. He's like, "You stay here. I'm gonna go," and she goes to help him out.
Yeah.
There, two of the goons there put up a pretty good fight against Rebecca, and Rebecca, yeah, she's supposed to win. She's supposed to be top tier, top level kind of thing, but I guess it's hard with these kind of movies to always have the evil, sorry, not evil, the level playing field in terms of the bad guys, because they were shit in the last, in the SUV, right? They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They had two, I think two body Juno's bodyguards. They should be fucking high up, top tier people in
Should be the
terms of the
top.
fighting. Yeah, should be the top below Rebecca, and they couldn't do anything. And that the big girl who was at the airport gave up much of a better fight. You know what I mean? So these are little
Yeah.
things that I'll nitpick at, but I thought about that too. I was like, why did they go down so easily? But
Yeah, they had the gun.
yeah,
One thing, okay, I was gonna mention this at the end of the episode, but potentially listeners, you're gonna hear it maybe here. For the next show we want to do, because I started watching this one. Have you guys seen Terminal List?
no,
No.
Okay, it's with Chris Pratt. It came out years ago. So they just came out with a new one called Terminalist Dark Wolf. It's with Taylor Kirsch.
Kitsch,
Kish.
the original Gambit.
oh, that
So-
Gambit guy, yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. They've only have the first 3 episodes out. It's on Prime right now. I really recommend you guys should watch it. It's like top-notch TV. But anyways, there was something in it when it happened, and I was like, this is exactly what I love about this type of shows, because coming from the Butterfly, where it's like there's a big fight scene every time, or like there has to be a talk before, like, and I guess that shows do that, but like there was a scene in Dark Wolf where like he got to the bad guy and there was no conversation, there was no fight, it was just like 6 bullets in his chest, and then they like they moved on to the next thing. You know what I mean? So it's like I found that with Butterfly too, is like the fight scene's nice, and like Gun, for example. Okay, let's say that is him that, you know, needled Rebecca and then slit the
Right.
wife's throat and using her as bait. Okay, I get it. Like, you use a knife, but dude, if your job is to kill them and they're sitting there in a restaurant, just walk around the corner with a gun and just do the job. The restaurant's empty. So like, there's times where I get that it's a certain style and they do things, but sometimes it bothers me.
Right.
You know, sometimes it's like, man, this could be over. Like, it could be over.
Justin, for Dark Wolf, do you have to watch the first one?
No, because Kate said, should we watch the first one? I said, we have. And she's like, oh, but it was so long ago. She's like, should we watch it again? I said, no, because they kind of allude to it at the beginning. Like, they're talking about, they're at a funeral. It's not a spoiler alert. They're just at a funeral. And he says, like, I forget exactly what he says. He says, this is my story. So I think it just takes place in the world. But Terminalist is an old show. It's all the way out. You certainly could binge it first. But having seen the first 3 episodes, now, mind you, it's been years since I've watched Terminalist, but there's nothing I watched that was like, oh, yeah, I remember this from Terminalist or anything like
Right.
that. Like, it's Chris Pratt, I believe, is in the first episode or 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's like kind of like they had him in it because he was in the first one, but the story is about this other guy, and I'm telling you guys that like it's really good TV, really good action, spy. It's like they're Navy SEALs, but they work on like the highest level of stuff. So they got to do espionage, and they like build a team, and it's done really well. And there's some pretty intense scenes in it.
Yeah, that show, Justin, was, funnily enough, the first thing that was like the sponsored ad after Butterfly ended. It's like, hey, what's next? Is this show? I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know these actors. I wonder what this is. I didn't look into it too much, obviously, because I was probably in a half stupor. Didn't drool on myself again, so that was a plus. But obviously, Shao did not listen to the last episode at all. Could tell by his reaction that he didn't listen at all. So Shao, there's an old story that in our old podcast where I used to recount stories where I used to fall asleep on myself all the time, and it would just uncontrollably drool everywhere. So it was like, that's why I grew the beard out, so it would catch any spillage. It hasn't been happening now. I mean, yeah, I'm randomly just like blackout falling asleep because I'm so tired
Perfect.
some nights. But I'm not drooling on myself. So that's
I
what
think it's
that
because
is.
Alex is just putting like a little dosage of Neo in your
Near
Little
situation.
pinch.
tea.
That's why I've
Yeah.
had these really messed up dreams.
Yeah.
Speaking of really messed up things, though, the point that I wanted to talk about was more on Rebecca's character. And you mentioned the strange things that happen, like where she runs and she gives Juno a hug. And I was trying to piece together a timeline of when she joined, what is it, Caddis? I can't even remember the freaking...
Caddis.
Caddis.
Yeah.
From when her dad left to when she joins to where we are in the show is only... So when she joins to where we are in the show is only 4 years. So not a significant amount of time. So that means that she was away by herself with her mum, or was she in foster care? I don't know, for 3 years.
Didn't they say she took her? Like right away, like Juno was there.
Juno,
and
I
she was with her.
think
I
so.
thought the son said that, or somebody said that
Well, that would make more sense.
she was with her.
So was
yeah.
the mother already dead before?
Yes.
Okay, so that would make more sense, that she was more of a mother figure for her. Because I was like, hold up. You've only been under Juno's care since you were 19. But it would make more sense if it had been the whole time.
9.
But throughout this whole thing, we get this push and pull of father, daughter, father, daughter, father, daughter. Then we get this whole... We don't really go too deep into seeing Rebecca as a double crosser. And it's only at that one... And even after that interrogation scene at the end there, we still don't get it, because she's like to her dad when all of that SUV stuff in the shipping yards is done. She's like, just kill her. Because what would happen if he had killed her?
She stopped him from killing her.
Yeah, but she was like, I'd rather see her alive, right? But there was a whole thing there, and I'm like, what if she had just died? I get it like that, and I'm like, I didn't see it as her like changing sides. Because
she stopped him from killing.
Yeah, I was like, she had so many opportunities to be the one to take him out before the very end. Why would she? And they kind of played it up, I guess, when she was young and she found out that her dad had died, and she starts crying, and then she starts laughing, and then it mixes back to crying. So there's obviously something not right in her head. Do you remember that scene?
Who are we talking about?
Rebecca. So when Juno goes to her and says, your dad has died in the Philippines, she starts laughing. She starts crying, and then she starts to laugh.
When she was a child?
Yeah.
Really? I do not remember that. Damn.
And then it cuts to Juno's face, and Juno has like this like really concerned look on her face, and then it cuts back and she goes from laughter into crying again. It's almost, I think it's meant to play out like it was, did I hear what I thought I heard, sort of thing. So
yeah,
nervous laughter.
I thought I got that after that scene. I kind of got that. Oh, Rebecca's sort of supposed to be very unhinged and unpredictable kind of thing. So kind of as a viewer, it's you don't know what she's really, her purpose is, or what her objective is. Like, does she want to, does she want to do this, or does she want to do B, or does she want to like stay with the dad, or does she want to like, you know what I mean? So doing the laugh cry thing is very unsettling to a viewer. I think it's just like you don't really know what you're supposed to think about Rebecca's character. Just the fact that she's mentally a little bit damaged from her past. So that's what I got from it.
Yeah, and I understand why she played friends with Juno in the SUV. If it was like, well, it'll be easier for me to escape because I know my dad's gonna try and get me back. They're gonna do something. So if I just play like I'm with Juno, then it'll be easier for me to escape when the time comes than if I resist and I'm tied up and chained and in the back, or you know what I mean, knocked out. So I get why she would do that.
Yep.
to be released. But that's why it's like, what do you hope is what do you hope happened in the bathroom at the end with Rebecca? Because do you think Hayden Rebecca is on team dad or team mom?
Well, the whole way through it, you can sort of see, right, the fighting back and forth. She's with her dad, obviously, reluctantly. But it gets to the point where she goes through all of these things to take Juno down. And she's like, you know, whatever she said, it was like, you killed me first or whatever it was, instead of you killed my, I don't know, something along the line. And you can see that there's a push and pull against what side she wants on. And then I didn't feel like there was enough from Juno to warrant her mental state flipping entirely to her. And then of course they defeat her and she gets away, but we never obviously see any more interaction after Juno gets on the plane and leaves and just like, I'm going to make my own system that's outside the rules of the US. To the restaurant scene, to the assumption of the killing of her stepmom. There's no other interaction between Rebecca and Juno that would force her to flip back again. You know, there was a push and pull the whole time. There were some interactions face to face, and there was that big one which I didn't feel warranted enough. I didn't feel enough emotional pull for her to fully flip back. I was like, is she still playing Juno or not? And then obviously, yeah, the SUV ride. I just was like, there has to be another interaction somewhere where she's fully switched. Unless, of course, they play up the fact that Juno was a master spy or whatever, whoever she was from this. I thought it was CIA, but he was FBI. The old fella. I can't remember his name. But he taught her, she became a master spy, used her tricks. So unless there's some kind of brainwashing there where there was like a trigger word, who knows? That's season 2 stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let me
You
ask
think
you.
she's team dad? Is that what you're saying? You don't?
I felt she was team dad eventually, because that kind of was how the whole thing played out. It was like it started off initially as like.
That's what I mean at the end, like the bathroom scene. Like, do you think it was her that did it, or do you think it was somebody else and they took her?
I think my brain wants it to be someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on that too. I'm also thinking in terms of, as a viewer for season 2, what the arc you want to have happen in terms of if it was Rebecca that did it, that means season 2 it's going to be the dad hunting down the daughter again to kill her, or essentially, maybe, I don't know.
It's kind of the same story either way. That's what annoys me. Season 2 is going to be about him trying to find his daughter again. Like, dude, you guys did that.
Yeah.
You did that. That was season 1. What are you doing for season 2? What's the setup for season 2? It can't be find my daughter. That's what fucking season 1 was. If you couldn't do that in 6 episodes, then make it 8 episodes and get your daughter in the first season and do something else for season 2.
That's right.
See what's going to happen is it was Juno's son. It was Juno's son that did it.
Oh, I would hate that. He's such a little bitch. Like, yeah,
That's why it would be so weird. But you can probably see, like, he's calling out to Rebecca. She might be in another stall bleeding out somewhere, or on a window outside. That's an easy way to fix that. It's like, it's not. And then it's who did this hunt down, where there are no leads to anywhere. You know, it would have to be. It would be a father daughter trying to track down some other person. I don't know if you ever watched a show called Burn Notice.
No.
So Burn Notice was.
I've heard of it.
It was a show about a spy who gets burned, much like in this. And he essentially gets sent to Miami, and you have to stay there. And the government watches you, and they force you into retirement. You can't do anything anymore. The only way they can really get money is if these ex-spies become mercenaries and do all of the tasks in the city they're in. But Burn Notice was a fantastic show in terms of it had what's his name from Army of Darkness in it. I can't remember.
I don't know his name, but I do know the guy.
Yeah, he was in it. But they were essentially they were like, here's the start. I need to find out who burned me. And at the end of every season, he thinks he's found who burned him, but he finds the person, and they're like, no, there's one more level up in the system. And it's always one step higher in the system, deeper into the the black hole that is the US government. So something like this could have a similar thing. It's like if say Rebecca is alive, or if she's severely hurt and she's somewhere nearby, and it's like, okay, so Juno was here. Did Juno have someone that she was working under, hence why she wants to go make her own thing? Or was it the FBI pulled it off? Like, were they the ones that did it? There are different options to go to other than rinse repeat. Gotta find my daughter.
I mean, okay, let's talk this out, because I like, as I was raging out there, I thought, what would satisfy me as a season 2, like as an outcome? Because I don't want to see the same thing I saw in season 1, trying to find the daughter. It's a very interesting point that you bring up, though, about maybe there's a high level, maybe it's the FBI, because the FBI did want Rebecca for this.
Yes.
So that is very interesting. Now, would they take her to try and make her an asset, or would they just kill her? If they're just going to kill her, wouldn't they just leave the body there? And why would they kill the wife? Is it because, well, can't have any witnesses? Like, maybe that's why. Like, that's maybe a little bit interesting, because that's different, because you wouldn't suspect the FBI, but I don't ever remember him agreeing to the dad's terms. The dad said it multiple times, not Rebecca, and he would give the look, or he would make a comment, but he never said, no, we won't, like, she's free to go. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you in the sense where I don't want to see the same thing for season 2. And also, if it was Rebecca and she just did that and ran away, yes, there's a repeat, but it also just almost feels like season 1 was pointless. Like, it kind of, a lot of the things that happen doesn't really matter, and they're just going to start over again. So
yeah.
I don't think they will go down this road as producers or writers. I think if you were to work on the show and think of it that way, it would be better if it was an outside force, or even something that we haven't seen, or maybe the FBI, you know what I mean? Or would you rather them introduce a new, what do you call it? Like a new organization, entity or organization that was in charge of it. That's like, they didn't even bring it up in season 1 because maybe they haven't thought about it yet, or whatever. You know what I mean? Sometimes when they do that, it like pisses people off, because they're like, oh, that's just like, people want to guess it right too, but they're like, oh, we couldn't have guessed it because you just brought it in. But at the same time, at this junction, I feel like I would prefer that than to have Rebecca be the culprit behind all this shit.
I don't want to see the same thing. I don't even know if that would satisfy me. A completely different entity. So it's like, oh, by the way, it wasn't Caddis, but Blabis. They heard that you were back from the dead, and so now they actually want to kill your daughter to get back at you. Like, oh man,
see,
come
that's
on.
That's something else they could do as well. It could be a member of his Philippines team that didn't actually die in the,
Yeah, like who would want? Maybe it has nothing to do with him. Maybe it has to do with her, because she's killed a lot of people. Is it the Russians?
Yeah, true.
Maybe the Russians got her. Like, that would make it more exciting. Like, there's got to be stakes to it.
Yes.
Then, now there's higher stakes. It's not just a private company. Now you're going against, like you say, the government, whether it's the FBI or the Russian or Mossad or whoever.
Yeah, that would add an extra layer, just because right now David thinks it is Rebecca, right? I think that's what I got from it, because it's Rebecca, and then the wife couldn't say anything, and so that's kind of,
he was poked pretty hard in the collarbone then. Like it's hard to speak when you've been poked in the collarbone.
It might have
Yeah.
been the lower jugular. It might have been very difficult.
I have to rewatch that because
Dude, I'm
for some
telling you,
reason
You don't
I
see
for some
any
reason
blood
thought it
until he
was
moves the collar back, yeah, and then the blood spills out.
right. I for some reason I thought it was so unless it came in this way, you know,
Yeah.
that could
There you go.
affect it. But I don't know. I have to watch it again because for some reason I thought
no,
it was a slice
guys,
in the neck.
guys, you're trying to. No, it was bad. It was
Hey,
bad.
okay, let's
There would be
demonstrate.
blood coming out of
Let's
the
go
other side.
stab
Just
ourselves in the neck and
shot with
see
it.
how long we can last before we can't talk.
Let me do a little bit of research. Let me ask my dad if that's plausible.
I guess you could. Yeah, maybe you could go
You
into
get stabbed in
shock,
the-
but you think one little cry out, even if you can't, like, oh, help me, I've been stabbed in the collarbone, ouch. You know, like it would just be like one little, like everything you have, like soup guy.
Soup,
Whatever
soup
it's
guy, soup guy.
You
That
just
you
let
said?
you like try to force the sound and all it comes out is like a little fart.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. I'm dying on a fart.
Yeah.
Most people do actually.
Yeah, you
People
can't
shit
you
themselves,
can't
yeah.
control your
The
you can't control your
sigh.
inner organs anymore, so you just relieve yourself.
Yeah.
Relief.
Relief.
I don't know if something came through the speakers, man, but it does smell like fart in this room now. Like I'm not even kidding. It's so weird.
Psychological, psychological.
Yeah, dude.
That's one last thing I want to
crazy.
talk about as well on Rebecca's psychology.
'Kay.
So, before we get into a wrap up of any sort, so you could see like she was talking to her dad, obviously, when they're on the rooftop about I wonder what it would be like to throw someone off. Like, what would that feel like? Like, she's like, I'm not saying I would do it, but you can tell there's something not quite right there because she obviously has killed and doesn't care about it, or wonders what it would feel like to kill a certain way. She asks Gunn the same sort of question in the SUV, like, does he feel anything? And he's like, I don't dream.
Or do you dream? Yeah, do you see them in your dreams or something? Does he
Yeah.
say, or do they?
Yeah. So I think she was
Right.
trying to toss up whether he was like her or not. And I don't know if that's like he was stone cold, just psycho killer that just was a machine that kept going because he felt nothing, or if that's telling us that she was remorseful or not. I don't know. It was weird.
You guys got to watch Dark Wolf. I'm telling you, there's some of these same issues that characters are dealing with, and it's done so much better.
Mm.
Not a shot at this.
So much
Like
better.
it was good. That was good. But I just mean like it's like dealing with that. I don't mean to sidetrack, but it's when you talk about that and that struggle of somebody who has to, because like I said, they're SEALs, right? So they've obviously killed some people, and so dealing with that and what it's like, but still having to do it. And there's an interesting thing that comes up where somebody has a nightmare next to somebody and they wake themselves up and the person like kind of watched them have this nightmare while they're sleeping, and made it a very poignant statement about it. It was very interesting. You guys will know what I'm talking about when you watch it. And it
Excellent.
reminds me of this, what you're talking about with her psychology of it, because you know there will be some people that are killers and they're killers and they don't feel anything. But yeah, Hayden, you definitely don't get that vibe from her. Like you do, but at the same time, like, is she just stuffing stuff? Like with the psychology, and is that gonna come to a point where she can't kill anymore? I can't do it.
Yeah.
Isn't there a
I
comedy
also-
with that where there's somebody? Oh, Bad Boys, so good, where Martin Lawrence can't kill anybody
Yeah.
because he's.
That's a
Oh my
classic,
god,
too.
so good.
It just made me think of a point. You said there will be a scene between Rebecca and the young daughter Hayden that you'll see and you'll know what I'm talking about. The one where he's teaching her, how to load a
gun.
gun.
Yeah, that was, and then yeah, right. It's very interesting because when I was watching that at first, I was so annoyed because I was like, why would you do this? Like, she's 7 years old. You have her holding a gun. Obviously, it's not loaded. Not once I think it was loaded, and showing her how to cock it. And then like the mom's comes. I really liked this scene in the show actually. And then when the dad came and was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "This is how old I was when you taught me how to use a gun."
Mm.
It's like, oh yeah,
Oops.
it's
Checkmate.
different. Well, why? Because I'm different. So I thought that makes sense why she would do that, because she wasn't doing it. Who knows what her real intentions were? I think she knew it wasn't the right thing, but also I think she was trying to make a point. Like, hey, you did
Yeah.
this with me.
Yeah.
What makes her? Is she a better daughter? Is she more special? She can't be around guns.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't like that. If that scene, oh, I mean, not that it was a bad scene. That scene just made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, totally, dude.
I was like, oh, because someone's gonna walk in on
Yeah.
them, whatever, right? Cheating
They
the
did
kid
it
how to use a
well.
gun. They
Yeah.
did it very, very well, very well, and it wasn't like over dramatized or anything like that. So that was,
Yeah.
yeah. There are little moments of this show that I thought were quite brilliant. But I agree with you, Justin. There are flaws, and there are parts of this that, again, makes it a pretty good show, but just not a great show. I love that it was short. It was six episodes, each one like 45, right? 45 to an hour ish,
Mhm.
and short and sweet. Nothing too complex, and yeah,
Yeah, they're always pushing the story forward, which I appreciate when shows do that. Like
yeah,
it didn't really feel like there's a filler episode. Hey,
yeah,
let's stretch this to 8 or 10. It was like it was moving, 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 moving.
yeah. So I do agree. Generally, this is ranked at around a 7. I do agree with that. Um, yeah, room for improvement, and I do look forward to a season 2, but I feel like after watching, if season 2 comes after watching 1 or 2 episodes, it heavily relies on what episode 1 and 2 will be like for me to enjoy the rest of the season. If they set it up in a shitty way, where like, oh yeah, it was Rebecca and or whatever it is, I
Mhm.
might be out, but we'll see.
I feel the same. I know I talked a lot of crap about it this episode, which is the complete opposite of last episode. I spoke very highly of it because I did, and I gave it a low rating. I mean, it's strictly the ending, and
Yeah,
so I'm with you, man. If they can get me in the first couple episodes, like I'm down. Um, it's hard when you have a binge show because even if I'm not down, I might just watch it to finish it, but then not go back. You know what I mean? But I feel like they have a couple episodes because I loved it, like right from the start. Like this show had me,
yeah,
and it
same.
had me, and it didn't start hitting like major flaws to me till like near the end. Like what we talked about when she sprinted at her and no security guard moved. I was like, that's fucking like, come on, like that's weird. And then of course the ending.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like the sprinting thing could have been an easy fix too, in terms of production side, but whatever.
But they could be like, well, we've you don't need to give all the backstory in a show. Maybe Juno told her security guards. Maybe that
Yep,
was part of her play. Like, hey, I'm gonna turn and walk away. Like, I want to see what she does, so don't do anything. Like,
true.
if she does like start trying to strangle me, 'cause she doesn't have any weapons. So if she starts to try and strangle me, then you intervene. But I still think because we didn't have that backstory, there should have been something.
Yeah. I mean, I would have even appreciated if they did a small action of reaching for the holster. That's like
Yeah,
that's
a
all I
flinch.
needed. That's all I needed. But just the fact that it stood there
Yeah.
and did nothing.
What's your final, Hayden?
Yep.
My final is my qualms with the first 2 episodes were that I felt like the fight scenes were rushed and they weren't as good as they could be because they didn't have time. As I went through the final 4 episodes, I was like, okay, I see that they've reserved the budget and the higher in production the further into the story we got. There was bigger set pieces, explosions, gun battles, the fighting choreography got better. Acting also got better, I felt, as I went through, because we mentioned in last episode that the acting was kind of mid for the first 2 episodes, and you could tell that it was
Juno
kind
was
of
mid the whole way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like her.
she's
Oh,
no
yeah, I
bars
thought-
to dance on.
I
Yeah.
thought there could have been Yeah, she
more
was in.
emotion, more like she just tried to play like that steady character the whole way, but I didn't feel like she pulled it off very well.
I kind of
Yeah.
wish she was a little bit more two-faced. Like it was more obvious. Like she could have two sides to her. I wish it was more evident of like
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah,
is
so as
her
the
evil
audience, you're
side.
like,
This is her. Yeah,
yeah,
I kind of I would like that too. That's a good point. I did hear about the fighting scene. I'm not sure if it's because of episode 1 or 2, but I did hear on the podcast that Daniel Dae Kim was on that there had to be a lot of last minute changes due to locations and weather and stuff like that. So maybe that had an effect on maybe why some scenes were better than the other. I don't know if the fight scenes in episode 2 and 1 were part of those issues, but he said there were a lot of like filming on the fly and thinking of changing things on the fly and stuff like that. But that's part of all productions, I guess.
Which is my last thing. I'll wrap up on my thoughts on it. I loved the fact that it was set in Korea, shot in Korea, plenty of Korean spoken. And they did a good job of like splicing in little bits of the local culture, like where they're in the marketplace and the dinner table with the family, and the details, like the chopsticks were the long Korean ones. You know, it was all correct sort of things, and I thought that was a really good way of showing a culture, even though the setting of the show was an action drama. But I was like,
Right.
I love those kind of shows. I wish there was more that were like action movies, but as TV shows. That's why I loved Burn Notice so much. So I did really enjoy this, despite the plot holes, I guess, that we've come up with ourselves. But I liked the fact that it wasn't Americanized. He went Daniel Dae Kim went as a producer. It was like, we're going to shoot this in Seoul. We're going to give it original language. We're going to address issues like you've got an American accent, Korean speaking voice, stuff like that, which I thought made it quite authentic and quite good. Like you mentioned, Justin, before last week, where we as Westerners hear it and go, oh yeah, he's speaking Korean. Not the fact that he's Korean from America speaking it to a Korean who's local, and they're like, oh, you got a couple words right there. So those things I thought were good. So despite the fact that there was issues with the ending, the frustrations, the annoyances, my rating out of 10 Chummy Thumbs is, I'm going to stick it at a solid 7 Chummy Thumbs.
I think that's fair. Justin is giving it at how many degrees is your thumb at right now?
He's giving it a Caesar.
Yeah,
I'll give it
hovering at a 50.
I'll give it. Oh God, I want to get it higher because I really liked most of it. I really did. But like, I'm a sucker for an ending, man. Like endings
That's fair.
can make or break something. If you have a great ending, fuck.
Which is what you
Whiplash.
said-
The
what you
final
said
20
last
minutes
week.
is like one of the best final 20 minutes of film I've seen. I loved it. But this was like the opposite. It was, yeah. So I gotta give it 6.
Fair.
It can redeem itself though.
They have a chance. Well, that being said, we're going to wrap it up there, and we're going to invite you guys to join us to watch our next show, which is, what's it called again, Justin?
Terminal List Dark Wolf.
Dark Wolf, available on Amazon Prime, if you guys have Prime. So I think next episode we're probably going to do, should we do 1 and 2? How many episodes are there?
There's 3 out. So if
Okay.
you guys do all 3, the new ones come out Wednesday.
Okay. So
I'm
we're
probably
gonna
gonna watch it Wednesday when it comes out tomorrow. It's so good.
we're gonna be doing that. So follow along if you can. And also, you know what? Stay tuned and listen, because we are going to integrate a little, dare I say, giveaway coming up soon. So follow along, listen along for details. We will update you guys. It's going to be a great little gift. So yeah.
It sort of has to do with what you were in Seattle for. Can we give a little like a little
Yeah,
hint? Maybe something to do with something
yeah.
with why you were down there.
Mayhaps. So enough teasers. We're going to wrap it up there. And yeah, follow along for our next show. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends. We're on the socials. And yeah, hope everyone had a good Labor Day weekend and a good weekend in general, depending where you are from. And without further ado, everyone, keep on thumbing.
Hey, Shao, you got on the scoreboard right at the end.
Pick your favorite word, Justin. Pick your favorite word. Just blindly.
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps. Mayhaps.
Yeah.